Right, I'm here to tell you that Help to Buy, on the face of it, looks awful, but is far from an actual disaster. And this is coming from someone who bought a Help to Buy flat and helps loads of people sell their Help to Buy flats. Right, let's run through some numbers. I'm going to assume you paid 600K, right? Most people paid 600K. On that, if you bought about 5 years ago and you took the full Help to Buy, which almost everyone did, your mortgage, when we first started, was only $1,100 a month. Foolishly, we didn't opt in for a 5-year mortgage, we did a 2-year fixed, and so our mortgage went up to $1,300 per month, right? If Amy and I were to rent a property in the area of London that we live in with 2 bedrooms, which we would have done if we hadn't bought this, we'd have been paying £2,500 a month, okay? So even if we factor in service charge and ground rent, let's be super generous here and just say that we're saving £1,000 a month, right? I think we can all agree that that is a fair number. £1,000 a month times 12 months times 5 years comes to £60,000. By buying that flat, we have saved £60,000 over the past 5 years, right? Not everyone has that money in their pocket. I get it. Like some people weren't quite aware of what they were getting into, so they haven't put any money aside. But this 60 grand hasn't gone nowhere. So even if your 600K flat is now selling for 500K for ease of maths, right? 100K difference. Help to Buy swallows 40% of that, which you guessed it, leaves 60K, right? So in the worst case scenario, where your flat has lost £100,000, it hasn't really, it's lost £60,000, and you've saved £60,000 just by living in that flat. So I'm not saying everyone's got 60K burning a hole in their pocket, and I'm not saying you can go and get it back, but it hasn't gone nowhere, right? Maybe you've been on lots of holidays you wouldn't have been able to afford. Maybe you've just lived an extravagant lifestyle. Maybe you have saved, maybe you've invested, maybe you've made loads of money, but the headline figure of your flat losing £100,000, when we factor it all in together, it's nowhere near as bad as it seems. And I would say a good chunk of these people that paid 600K would have also got help with their stamp duty. So you'd have been looking at 60 plus 20, you were probably 60 plus 0 or 60 plus 10, which makes this 600, 590 or 580, which takes this down to maybe a 90 or an 80K. All I'm trying to say is it's not the disaster that some people are painting this out to be. We have lived an incredible lifestyle for the past 5 years that we wouldn't have been able to afford to otherwise. I started this business, it meant that our outgoings weren't super scary. Talk to me if you want to understand this a little bit more. Hopefully this helps. And if you've got a Help to Buy flat to sale, you think you're in a bit of bother, give me a call. Have a good day.